What if the life you want is not 5 years away? What if it is hidden behind the next 90 days of your discipline? Not luck. Not motivation. Not waiting for the perfect moment. Just 90 days where you stop negotiating with your weakness, and finally become serious about yourself. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people do not fail because they lack talent. They fail because they keep leaking their future through tiny daily distractions. One more scroll. One more excuse. One more night wasted. One more promise broken quietly, where nobody sees it. And the dangerous part is this. Nothing looks wrong at first. Your life does not collapse in one dramatic moment. It slowly becomes smaller. Quieter. Heavier. Until one day, you look in the mirror and realize. You are not tired because life is too hard. You are tired because you have been living beneath your own potential. So the question is not, can you change? The real question is, can you disappear for 90 days and come back as someone even you barely recognize? In this video, I want to give you a simple but powerful challenge. Lock in for 90 days and change the direction of your future. Not by pretending to be perfect. Not by waking up at 4 a.m. once and posting about it. But by building a version of yourself that no longer needs applause to stay committed. For the next few minutes, we are going to break down why distraction is stealing your life, how comfort quietly controls your decisions, why silent transformation is more powerful than public motivation, and what daily habits can make you mentally stronger, sharper, and more focused. And somewhere in this video, there will be a moment where you feel it. That quiet voice inside you saying, I know I am capable of more. When that voice comes, do not ignore it. Because that may be the part of you that has been waiting for permission to rise. The modern world is not designed to help you focus. It is designed to pull you apart. Your phone does not just steal minutes. It steals momentum. Every notification is a tiny interruption. Every endless feed is a small trade. You trade attention for entertainment. You trade energy for stimulation. You trade your future for something you will not even remember tomorrow. And the scariest part? Distraction feels harmless. Nobody wakes up and says, today I will waste my life. It happens softly. You check one message. Then one video. Then one comment. Then suddenly, an hour is gone. And after that hour, you feel weaker. Not because the phone had power over you. But because somewhere deep inside, you know you broke trust with yourself again. That is what wasted time really does. It does not just delay your goals. It teaches your mind that your promises are not serious. And once your mind stops believing you, discipline becomes harder. You say, tomorrow I will start. But your brain remembers all the other tomorrows. This is why the first step of locking in is not adding more goals. The first step is removing the leaks. Because you cannot build a powerful future with a distracted mind. For 90 days, you need to become protective of your attention. Your attention is not random. Your attention is your life force. Where it goes, your future grows. So ask yourself honestly. What has been getting your best energy lately? Your goals? Or your distractions? And before you say, I just need more motivation, listen carefully. Motivation is not your problem. Your environment is. Your comfort zone does not feel like a prison. That is why it is so dangerous. It feels familiar. It feels safe. It feels like home. But slowly, it begins to control your life. It convinces you to avoid hard conversations. To delay difficult work. To stay around people who do not challenge you. To accept a version of yourself you were never meant to become. Comfort whispers. Relax. You have time. But time does not stop because you are comfortable. Your 20s keep moving. Your 30s keep moving. Your opportunities keep moving. Your energy keeps moving. And one day, comfort sends you the bill. The bill comes as regret. It comes as anxiety. It comes as jealousy when you see someone else doing what you said you wanted to do. It comes as that heavy feeling at night when everything is quiet and you know you are not giving your best. Comfort is not always rest. Sometimes comfort is fear wearing soft clothes. Fear of failing. Fear of being judged. Fear of being seen trying. Fear of realizing that maybe your old excuses were never real. This is why 90 days matters. Because 90 days is long enough to break emotional laziness. Long enough to prove that you can do hard things even when your mood says no. Long enough to stop being controlled by feelings and start being guided by standards. There is a difference. A person controlled by feelings asks, "Do I feel like doing it?" A person guided by standards asks, "What did I say I was going to do?" That one question can change your life. Not instantly, but directionally. And direction is everything. A plane that changes direction by just a few degrees will land in a completely different place. Your life works the same way. Small shifts, repeated daily, become a new destination. Lock in for 90 days and change the direction of your future. Not because 90 days magically fixes everything, but because 90 days can prove to you that you are not stuck. You are simply untrained. There is a certain kind of power in moving silently. No announcement. No public promise. No need to convince everyone that you are changing. Just quiet work. Most people talk too early. They tell everyone their goals, enjoy the temporary praise, and mistake that feeling for progress. But real transformation is usually boring from the outside. It looks like going to the gym when nobody cares. Reading when everyone else is scrolling. Working on your skill while your friends are out wasting another weekend. Choosing water when your body wants sugar. Choosing silence when your ego wants attention. And for a while, nobody notices. That is the test. Can you keep going when there is no applause? Can you keep showing up when the results are still invisible? Can you trust the process before the world has any proof? This is where most people quit. Not because they cannot do the work, but because they cannot handle being unseen. They want the reward before the roots. But every strong thing grows in silence first. A tree does not announce its roots. A diamond does not become pressure-proof in public. A person does not become dangerous because they talk loudly. They become dangerous when they stop needing validation. When you lock in for 90 days, do not explain yourself to everyone. Let your habits speak later. Let your discipline become the evidence. Let your silence become the warning. Because the most powerful transformations are not posted. They are built. And now comes the part most people skip. You cannot become unrecognizable by changing only what you do. You must change what you tolerate. If you want the next 90 days to matter, keep it simple. Do not build a fantasy routine that collapses in 3 days. Build a realistic routine that you can repeat even when life gets messy. Here is the 90-day lock-in framework. First, choose one main goal. Not 10. 1. Your body. Your business. Your studies. Your career. Your content. Your mental health. Your finances. Your skill. Pick the area that would change your life the most if you gave it serious attention. Because scattered energy creates scattered results. Second, create a daily non-negotiable. Something you do every day or almost every day, whether you feel inspired or not. 30 minutes of exercise. 2 hours of deep work. 1 hour of learning. Writing 1 page. Practicing 1 skill. Applying for better opportunities. Building 1 piece of content. Studying 1 chapter. The size matters less than the consistency. Because consistency is how you rebuild identity. Every time you complete the promise, you send your brain a message. I am becoming someone who follows through. Third, reduce your biggest distractions. Do not lie to yourself. You already know what they are. The app you open when you feel uncomfortable. The people who drain your ambition. The habits that make you feel heavy afterward. The entertainment you use to avoid your own thoughts. For 90 days, you do not need to disappear from the world. But you do need to stop being available to everything. Put your phone away during deep work. Limit the apps that steal your attention. Stop telling your goals to people who only understand comfort. Protect your mornings. Protect your nights. Protect your mind. Fourth, use the one hard thing rule. Every day, do one thing that your weaker self wants to avoid. Make the call. Start the workout. Open the book. Record the video. Clean your space. Have the conversation. Say no. Sit with discomfort instead of escaping it. This trains courage. And courage is not built by thinking. It is built by repeated acts of self-respect. Fifth, end each day with a simple reflection. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do today that moved me forward? What did I do today that pulled me backward? What will I correct tomorrow? This is powerful because most people do not fail from lack of information. They fail because they avoid honest self-review. They do not want to look at the pattern. But the pattern is the truth. And once you see the truth clearly, you can change it. That is how you become unrecognizable. Not through one dramatic decision, but through 90 days of small decisions that prove your old identity no longer controls you. Think about the people you admire. The athlete who seems unstoppable. The creator who suddenly appears everywhere. The entrepreneur who looks like they came out of nowhere. The student who quietly becomes the best in the room. The friend who disappears for a season and comes back stronger, calmer, sharper. It looks sudden to everyone else. But it was not sudden to them. You only saw the result. You did not see the lonely mornings. You did not see the failed attempts. You did not see the nights they wanted to quit. You did not see the boring repetition. You did not see the private discipline. Success often looks loud at the end because it was silent in the beginning. That is why you cannot compare your beginning to someone else's reveal. Your job is not to impress people today. Your job is to build evidence. Evidence that you can focus. Evidence that you can improve. Evidence that you can survive discomfort. Evidence that your future is not controlled by your past. And the strongest evidence is not what you say. It is what you repeat. So let's bring this back. If you want to lock in for 90 days and change the direction of your future, remember these lessons. Your attention is your future. If you keep giving your attention to things that weaken you, do not be surprised when your life feels weak. Your comfort zone is not always protecting you. Sometimes it is quietly shrinking you. Silent transformation is powerful because it removes the need for approval. You stop performing growth and start actually growing. Daily habits matter because your brain begins to trust repeated behavior. The more you follow through, the more your identity changes. And when your identity changes, discipline becomes less of a fight. You stop saying, "I am trying to become disciplined." You start saying, "This is who I am now." Psychologically, this matters because your behavior and identity feed each other. When you act like the person you want to become, even in small ways, your mind begins collecting proof. That proof becomes confidence. Not fake confidence. Real confidence. The kind built from keeping promises when nobody was watching. And that is the kind of confidence nobody can give you. You earn it privately. So here is your challenge. For the next 90 days, stop waiting for your life to feel easy. Stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop waiting for people to understand. Stop waiting for confidence before you begin. Begin, and let confidence catch up. Choose one goal. Create one daily non-negotiable. Remove one major distraction. Do one hard thing every day. Reflect every night. And when it gets uncomfortable, remember this. Discomfort is not a sign that you are failing. Sometimes discomfort is the sound of your old identity losing control. There will be days when you feel tired. Do it anyway. There will be days when nobody notices. Do it anyway. There will be days when your old habits call your name. Do it anyway. Because the future version of you is not built by what you do when you feel motivated. It is built by what you do when quitting would be easier. Lock in for 90 days and change the direction of your future. Not for applause. Not to prove people wrong. But because deep down, you know there is a stronger version of you waiting to be built. And it will not arrive by accident. It will arrive through discipline. Through silence. Through repetition. Through the private decision to stop betraying yourself. So after this video ends, do not just feel inspired. Move. Write the goal down. Delete the distraction. Start the first task. Take the first uncomfortable step. Because 90 days from now, you will either have results. Or you will have another excuse. And both are created today. Shareable one-liner. Disappear for 90 days, keep every promise to yourself, and let your future meet a version of you that refused to quit.